You know what's crazy? This makeup is crazy. But from far away, it doesn't even look that bad. I might have to come in. I don't know if I want to do that jump scare for you, but I might have to come in closer and give you a true look at this horrendous paint I've done. You could tell by the darkness of my eyes just how rough this is. Sorry for the Marjorie Taylor Greene jump scare right here at the beginning. But hello, everybody. Welcome back to this 2 Cents podcast. It's nice to see you again, all 11 of you. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I know it doesn't sound crazy, but if 11 people, kindergarten, when you read a story in kindergarten and there's spots in front of the teacher and they come and sit, if I had a ton of spots out and 11 people came and sat down and listened to me for about an hour in person, I'd shit my pants. That's crazy stuff. So hello, welcome back, welcome if you're new. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you again. We're off to a great start tonight. My eyes hurt. They're so irritated. I poked so much there's so much makeup in my eyes right now. Not just on them, but in them. It's going to be topical. I promise. It's for a purpose and a point. But we'll get to that in just a second. First things first, though. How are you? What's up, girl? Or boy, or they, them, just to clear things up. I know I look like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm here to assure you I'm not her. Thank God for small miracles. Let's catch up, Let's catch up. What's been going on with me? Nothing much. I don't plan to get too personal on this podcast. Because, TBH, we don't know each other like that yet. Maybe later in my life on this, I'll get a little more deep with you, but my life is very boring in the grand scheme. So, I don't see a point in sharing the day-to-day of my incredible life. Things are good. I will say, though, not to get too... Well, I was going to say not to get too political, but I guess this whole episode is kind of going to be political, in a sense. Not to get too political, but we are living in an economy. We're also living in a society. And I will say, in the all in all, I'm doing fine financially. I have a home. I have lights that stay on, water that stays running. In the grand scheme of life, I'm very, very blessed and highly favored. In the grand scheme, I know it could get worse. However, for the first time in my life, and this includes college, stretching the bill thin, eating garbage just because I couldn't afford good food type business. This is really the first time I'm experiencing the feeling of paycheck to paycheck. It sucks. It sucks ass, man. I didn't ask for this. I'm not sweating and I'm not crying a lot. I'm crying some, but not a lot. I'm good. Not to get too personal, but I'm good. It's just, the money's getting tight and the prices are going up. Help. I'm speaking the words of everyone in this country right now, but yeesh, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, God, I feel like I'm a fucking 47 years old talking about the price of shit and the economy. I should be talking about, pop culture. I don't know. What do 20-year-olds talk about? I should be like Wendy Williams, you know what I mean? And I'm more like Jon Stewart. Anyway, let's just truck right along. Let's get started with the things, the standards. Guys, this is episode 2. I still don't have my feet on the ground yet. We're gonna figure it out, I promise. I'm gonna get the hang of this, and it's just gonna be so good. Let's talk about this. Actually, before we start, because I know this is backwards, I'm gonna flip this, I think now. I'm fully aware that when you flip a video, everything flips, including my face. I don't know what that's gonna do for my self-esteem. I mean, I already look insane right now, so I don't know how it could get worse. But if I don't love the way... You know what? Who gives a shit? I'm gonna flip this video so that you can read the words, because there's gonna be a lot of words coming up. So I'm gonna flip the screen, and whatever I look like is what I look like. This is... You know what? Who cares? Who gives a shit? I am me. This is me, baby. That's from The Greatest Showman, a movie I've never seen. Moving on. We could talk about this very briefly. I'm in a mourning state. My number 1 pick did go home last week. Absolutely tragic, but fair. I think it was fair. She went home. I think she probably could have went home like a couple weeks ago. I knew she wasn't gonna win a couple of weeks ago. So I'm sad, but I'm not shocked. And that's that. I will say this season is very long, and I love gay stuff. Trust me, I do. I love gay stuff. But sometimes these drag race seasons just go and go. We are halfway through. This season started in January. And we are halfway through. It's gonna be like May when this shit wraps up. And I have to watch it on a streaming service that I pay, hey, $30 a month for. $30 a month. I pay $30 a month for this. I don't watch anything else on this platform except for Drag Race, and I pay $30 a month for it. And this season so far has not been worth the $30 a month. I'm just gonna say it. It's a good season and all, but it's getting rough in the streets. So we're gonna see if I keep up with this. If the $30 is worth it. We'll see. I put on a matte lipstick for this look, which I haven't done in years. And this shit sucks. I used to wear matte lips every day in high school. And it sucks. I don't know why I ever did that. Okay, moving on. I watched a movie last night. I'm waiting for the applause to go down. Thank you. I watched a movie last night. Now, I did wait until the last possible second to watch a movie because I knew I was filming this today. So I was like, I have to watch a movie so that I'm not a failure. So I was like, what? I need to watch a movie that's short. Honestly, I wasn't feeling it. I'm never feeling it, but I was especially not feeling it. And I was like, I just need a movie that's short. So I looked through my various streaming services that I pay so much money for, oh my god, and I came across Longlegs on Hulu. And I was like, that's interesting. That's great. I saw that it wasn't even 2 hours long. I was like, that fucking rocks. And I heard a lot of good things about it. And I saw that it was directed by Osgood Perkins, who, first of all, last name twins. That's so annoying. I'm sorry. That was very millennial. But also, Osgood Perkins is directing The Monkey. That monkey movie. That Stephen King monkey movie. That looks so good. So I was like, okay, let's watch Longlegs. That sounds good. It's spooky, scary. Now listen. I don't know if the whole point of it was just Satan stuff. But I really get nothing out of that. I don't get anything from religious horror. The Satan stuff did nothing for me. All in all, it was fine. I think Nicolas Cage did an outstanding job. It was, like, crazy. I was like, that cannot be Nicolas Cage. That was insane. So he gets a 10 out of 10, because that was like, whoa. The plot was fine. I think maybe it needed more time, oddly enough, to get more interesting. It was an interesting movie. It was shot beautifully. Like, the cinematography was gorgeous and intriguing. It made you feel like you were there. But the plot was strange. It seemed like it, I don't know, it just felt like it needed to go somewhere else and it didn't. And my biggest complaint, girl, the main character breathes way too hard for way too long. The panting in this film is absurd and straight up takes it down a whole point for me. Like, whatever my end result was, it instantly tanked it to a -1 whole point for the amount of heavy breathing this bitch does. And I am one of those sinners who watches movies with subtitles because my ears don't work so good. So I literally, there were so many times where all the captions was like heavy breathing or heavy panting for just too long. Hey guys, too long. I think, and I understand when you're scared you do that, but it was too much. It was too much. My only complaint. And that I don't know. I really got nothing out of it. And it didn't stick with me very long after. Maybe I didn't like it that much. It was okay. It was fine. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I honestly, thinking about it, maybe it could have been a 5. I don't know. It was just okay. If you're looking for a movie that's just okay and short, watch Longlegs. The end. Okay. Moving on. This is empty, as you can see. I did have a margarita on here. I'm going to have 2 margaritas on here by the end of this episode. But I have to have this tier list empty first, because we're going to skip over the margaritas. We're going to do the margaritas at the end. I'm realizing that I don't know how I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll just put them here, because I need to use this, so this will be full. And this is why hindsight and foresight are important, everybody. Shit. I really didn't think that through. We'll roll with it. Fuck it. We ball. Yeah, fuck it. Okay. The meat and potatoes of the episode, everybody. Why do I look like this? Is a question I've asked myself before. But specifically, why does my makeup look like this? Now, I'm really looking at myself here, and from this distance, you really can't tell that it's, like, bad. But I promise you it is. I don't want to. This is risky business. This is risky business. Can we get a little bit closer? Can we see? Really get into the eyes here. That's a little bonus. That's a little bonus mascara over there on my face, but there we go. You know what? You really can't tell it's that bad. Even in the worst of times, I thrive. In the makeup department. Chill. Anyway, this is a trend I've done. I've participated in a trend known as Republican makeup. I'm gonna fix that. There we go. Republican makeup. If you watch the news, then come on, girl. If you watch the news, then I'm sorry. It sucks, doesn't it? But if you watch the news, then you'll see a lot of Republicans, and I'm sorry, and you'll see a lot of Republican women, and they all kind of look the same. Just in general, but also because their makeup all looks the same. I don't know if it's the same, like, supervillain that is doing all of these women's makeup so horrendously, or if it's them, and they just were never taught, or what. But yikes, 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 it's horrendous. And it's okay, because I too used to kind of look like this. That's the scary part of it. as I was doing this and as I was looking at what these Republican makeup trends are, I realized that I looked like this kind of for a long time. But it wasn't like, it didn't have a name. Now it does, and it's a bad one, and that's unfortunate. Also, I'm about to change my hair drastically. Hopefully by the next episode, my hair will not be looking like this. This is bad. Do you see these roots? Do you see this? The oil is always there, but these roots are just horrendous. But it's good. It's topical, because apparently, now I heard about this before I heard about Republican makeup, but I heard that a lot of Republicans have really thick, dark roots, untouched roots, and blonde hair, which was abysmal and tragic for me, because I also have those things. And I don't want people in the streets when I'm not, because when I usually do my makeup, I think it's very obvious that I'm a liberal and also like a little gay. I just kind of have that, I don't know. I kind of look a little gay, and I look like I didn't vote for Trump when I do my makeup, usually. But when I don't do my makeup and I like go to work or I'm out in the streets and people see my hair, I don't want them to assume that I'm Republican, because I'm not. I'm just poor. I'm just in the working class, the 99%. I can't afford bleach every like 3 weeks. It's rough for a baddie who wants to stay blonde. So, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make the investment. I'm gonna get some bleach. We're gonna fix it. But it's topical and it works for this episode. So, what I thought to do, by the way, I just completely glazed over. This was a suggestion. Because remember that the whole point of the podcast is I reach out and I take suggestions from people and I utilize them. This was a suggestion from one of my best friends, my first subscriber on this channel, and an absolute real one. Her name is Brooke, and I love her. And I asked her to give me a topic. She gave me 3 topics, and they are all great. I have to do some work for the other 2, and I might spread them out. But I loved all 3 of them. But this is the one we're going to start with, because it was the easiest to do, least prep, and I can just jump into it. So, I have little cards here that I made myself. This is very guerrilla style podcasting we're doing. And each of them have a Republican makeup trend on it. And I'm going to put it on this tier list. Ooh, not me almost Elon Musking there. I'm going to put it on this tier list. And I'm going to clear my throat a lot. And yeah, we're going to talk about it. Because I realized as I was writing these down, and as I said, as I was doing my makeup, I realized I used to do a lot of these things. Was I ever Republican? No. I was just misguided. And I didn't get I learned all of my makeup tips from the internet, and I didn't really start learning until like mid-high school. And it was bad. I was gonna say at the beginning that I was embarrassed to look like this on film, but I've 100% looked like this on camera before. Like anything I ever did in high school, I looked like this, or a variation of this. Let's get started, shall we? With number 1. Number 1 is no primer. Yeah, Republicans don't know what primer is. I actually don't think that, like, I don't want to be rude, but, like, I don't think, millennials, maybe some millennials, but, like, generation older than millennials and older than that don't know what primer is, just because it didn't really exist back then. Not because, like, I think old people are stupid. Please, this is a public service announcement. I don't think old people are stupid. But yeah, primer is kind of a new thing, so it makes sense that they don't use it. I do use it in my regular life now, but I didn't really start using it until like 2 or 3 years ago. Maybe less than that. I used to think primer was stupid and pointless. Now I think it's less stupid and pointless. But in all honesty, in this look, it doesn't make a difference. Maybe it never made a difference. Maybe it's just one more thing to spend money on and put on your face. For me, I think it blocks breakouts more. I think it helps more with not getting broken out. But I understand not needing it. As a permanent trend, though, it's fine. I think I'll put it at C. It's fine. You know, I can live with not using primer again. But now it's just such a staple in my routine that I kind of have to. Let's hope that none of these fall off. That would be great. If 0 of these fell off, that would be great. Thank you, universe. All right. No shade matching for foundation. A lot of these women's foundation just be looking crazy. And can I be honest? Same, bestie. I don't think I've ever gotten my shade matched professionally. I don't plan to start. It's too much work, and I don't want people looking at my face for that long. I think I've gotten better at blending down into my neck forever, like straight up until like middle of college, when a friend of mine was kind enough to finally tell me. I stopped doing my foundation here. Like, I didn't go down. It was just the jawline. That's where I stopped. And it looked like I was wearing a mask. Yeah. Because I used to buy foundation that was warm. I'm gonna hopefully be correct in saying that I'm more of a cool than a warm, but I could be wrong. I don't know shit at the end of the day. I really just don't know anything. But I think I'm more of a cool than a warm, and I used to buy like really orangey foundations and just here. So, but I did a lot of musical theater in high school, and that kind of made sense because it looked like I was doing stage makeup, and everyone was like, wow, your stage makeup's really good. And I was like, what do you mean? Because I just always was wearing stage makeup every day of my life. Finally, in college, someone was like, girl, let me introduce you to your neck. Someone needs to show you what it looks like. So, I'm right there with you. I very much am not someone... I find a shade that kind of matches, and then I just use the shade matching, like, part of, like, Sephora or Ulta to find a shade that's similar to the one that I use. And if it matches, it matches. If it doesn't, it doesn't. The world will still spin, in my opinion. It really ain't that deep to me, baby. So I'm gonna put this at B. Because I've been there. I've done that. I'm still doing that. Okay? And if you see me out in the street with foundation here and not here, keep it to yourself. I'm tired of people talking to me about it. I don't want to hear it. Okay? This is my life. And if you're not my friend, I don't want to hear it. Because then it's just mean. No beauty blender. I blended this out with my fingers. That should be criminal. You should be put in jail for that. I cannot believe people do that. Why would you do that? I didn't understand the significance and importance of having a tool to blend out your foundation and concealer. Because, oh man. Ew. First of all, it feels disgusting. And I hate having shit on my hands. That is like a number one pet peeve. Like oil or anything that isn't like water on my hands. Gross. It's a fucking no from me. And then on top of that, it's just a streaky, oily mess. A lot of people use brushes for that foundation. Good for them. I get nothing out of that. I think it also makes it look streaky and weird. I use a beauty blender like a fucking millennial. And I will continue to do that. It takes forever. They get really dirty really fast. And I love it. And it's tried and true. And I cannot live without a beauty blender. So this is disgusting. This is criminal and offensive. And it's going straight in F for offensive. Offensive. Alright. Matte foundation, matte makeup in general. I used to be so matte. Period. Like, my makeup used to be flat. I said contour, what is that? Bronzer, what is that? I don't think I used to even put blush on, like in high school. I didn't know what any of that was. I just did the fucking Maybelline Mousse Foundation, 3 shades more orange than it should have been, concealer the shade of Casper the Ghost, and I am ready to hit the town. It was rough. It was brutal back in high school. So, I used to love it. Back when it was, like, cool and popular. It's not anymore. Now it's dewy, glowy, bronzy shimmers and all that stuff, which I'm obsessed with. I love being sparkly. Any chance I get to be sparkly, I like to partake in that. So, matte is really not the move. Also, I'm so oily as a human being that it can start matte all it wants. It will end up being dewy. It's already, like, you can see in my forehead. If you just saw my finger just then, wow, we would never speak again. Matte makeup is not the vibe for me. I think even when it comes back into trend, which it will, everything does, I won't partake. I'm very much team dewy now because I'm already so oily that I don't even have to try that hard to be glowy and bronzy. And, well, bronzy is a struggle, but is it criminally offensive? No. So I'm gonna put it at C. Because, like, there are girls that like that. And good for them. They can go ahead and like that. And it's not criminal. It's fine. It does the job. Alright. Very light concealer. I was seeing a lot of shit talking about this. About, you know, girls who get foundation that's, like, white and put it on. And I just want to say to those people that I look so awake. Every day I do my makeup, I look so awake that it's like, I look like I've slept for a decade and I just woke up from a heavenly rest. Okay? Fuck you. Alright? Suck my balls. I love white concealer. Just so white, as light as it can get. The color of copy paper. Under my eyes, a little on the forehead. Yeah, that middle finger was for you, all those shit talkers. And a little bit on the chin. Okay? I've done that my whole life. I will continue to do that. I am a die-hard stan of super light concealer. It was a game changer for me when I finally started to do it. And I know it's a kind of a drag makeup kind of thing to do super light concealer, but I love drag, and I love drag makeup, and I wouldn't say I get close to doing drag makeup on a day-to-day basis, but, like, I think I could take what I have and turn it into that. So, you know, I love this trend. I trend my ass. This is my lifestyle. This is my life. Okay? This is going straight in A. Now let me say, I don't have a lot of, space I can't reach over, but I'm not too worried. I don't think a lot more is going into A. But that would be an S if S existed on this board. S. Moving on. Bold, thin, uneven brows. This is a safe space where I can admit things to you. My brows have always been bad. I still can't figure out how to do it. I use the little pencil. I use the brush. I use the wax. I use the gel. I've done it all. And they look so bad. I've plucked them. I've not plucked them. The only thing I haven't done is paid for someone else to pluck them. Actually, I paid for someone to wax them one time and they ripped my skin off. So I was done with that. And it's just, they're so bad. Like, this is not far off from how they usually look. Way too dark, like, way too intense. I think maybe the difference is maybe they used to, I don't know. They've always been bad. I used to make them really thick, back when thick brows were cool. But nothing's changed. Like, my brows pretty much look like this all the time. And it's not like I want them to. They just do. I always end up fucking it up or like slipping my hand and putting way too much on the arch and they just look like garbage. So, ladies, I feel you, Republicans. Wow, I will never say that sentence again, and it burned my tongue, and I have acid reflux, and I need to take a Tums after that. Me saying that? Goodbye. But I feel you, alright? It's hard. It's hard to make them look the same. It's hard to make them look good. So I'm gonna give this a respectable B for been there, done that, okay? Oh god. Again. Okay. It's relatable content to have bad brows, I think. And if you have good brows, shut up. I don't want to hear about it. Stop bragging. Low blush placement. This one's actually interesting. I don't know if you can tell, but usually when I do my makeup, I start here at the brow bone, cheekbone, and I go up. Kind of to like the middle of my eye here, and it kind of all is like, and it's crazy, like I have blush blindness, but I don't give a fuck, so it's like intense high placement. With this, I started at the cheekbone and went down into the cheek. It looks kind of insane. Period. Honestly, though, I think I could make this work. I've seen people do the low blush placement where it looks really nice if they, like, add other things, but I've literally just put blush on. No bronzer, no contour, no shading or shadow of any kind, just blush right here. And it's not the worst thing in the whole world. I thought it was going to be disgusting. I thought I was going to hate it, even with my big fat face. Like, I have a round face. It kind of makes it not look like that. Like, TBH. It kind of does something interesting. So I kind of want to delve more into that. Am I going to put this at B? Is this going to be uneven in the wrong direction? Do I like looking like a Republican? I didn't think I'd have to go this far. Over this way. That's why I didn't move. Anyway, you don't care. Moving on. Smoky eye. I put that in quotations because this is what I have going on is far from a smoky eye. It's just a little bit of black or dark gray on the out. And I did this with my fingers because I'm a fucking caged monkey. And I just sort of, went nuts on my eyes, on the outer corners of my eyes. And it makes my eyes look really, really small. Because usually I'll go like just under the brow bone. And I'll usually do I'll shape my eyeshadow like so that it makes my eyes go up and kind of cornered. Like a cat eye. This is not that. This makes my eyes look this big. Like Coraline buttons. Bro. Insanity. It looks so bad. I never did smoky eyes in high school. I really just did blue eyeshadow pretty much every day. Because I thought it was cool. I looked like... Oh, what's her name? Pearl. I looked like Pearl in high school. Not the... I was going to say not the whale, but I probably did look like the whale. I was pretty fat in high school, but I'm pretty fat now. But I was talking like the horror movie Pearl with the red lip and the blue eyeshadow. Except the blue eyeshadow wasn't like a light blue. It was dark hooker blue and a red lip. I looked like I was ready to service pretty much throughout high school. It was rough in the streets, but I never did a smoky eye really. I still really never have. Dark around my eyes always makes me look like this, where my eyes just look so small, and my eyes are already, like, not... I look insane. My eyes are already not, like, the most interesting color in the world, and to close that off even more is, like, kind of a bummer. So, I don't love a smoky eye, especially not the way that it's usually done on ladies of a certain party. So, I'm gonna put this at C, not F, because it's not, like, unbelievable. But it's not great, you know? It's not fantastic. Man, this is looking a little too even for my liking. Alright, here we go. Here's one that's going to be criminal. Pencil liner. I did pencil for the first time in my life. Pencil liner on the top of my eye. On my eyelid. Fucking, what? Who invented that? Pencil liner on your eyelid, first of all, feels like death. It feels like one of the 9 layers of hell. And I feel like for some people, that's what hell is. It's permanently putting pencil liner on your fucking eyelid. Ugh. Excuse you. That is so offensive to do. I've tight lined before on the waterline, the waterline, which I also did. That kind of rips, you know, if you do it right. I like to do a kind of grungy waterline vibe sometimes when I'm feeling especially Hot Topic. But on the eyelid is crazy. And they do it like all around the eye. No wing. Eyeliner without a wing. Oh man. There was a time where people did that every day. There's a time now where people do that. No wing on the eyeliner. There was a time before liquid eyeliner. Maybe it's always been around. I don't know, but I've never not used a felt tip. I don't use the brush liner. I always use a felt tip, always with the thick ass line this way. Cat eye. Ching. Super sharp if on a good day. Cat eye. Thick. Well, that was annoying. I just had to delete so many family photos, but it's worth it for the views. I'm totally kidding, but I did have to get rid of a lot of shit because I'm not going to pay $30 a month for more storage on my phone. At least not yet. Maybe later in my life. I also just hurt myself putting my phone back on the stand. We have to power through this. I don't know how much longer I have. Oh man. Take 3. I just deleted Facebook off my phone, which TBH maybe is for the best. We have to Zoom. I really am scared about the time. Pencil liner is an F. For fuck pencil liner. I'm so scared about the time now. I feel like there's just a crunch for time. Spider lashes. 3 coats of mascara. It feels like death. I poked myself so many times in the eye getting so many coats on, and I like rubbed my eyes so aggressively that like they got so red, and my eyes are already so watery as it is, that it feels like hell. It feels like punishment putting that much mascara on, and it feels so heavy, and I can see it. Like even when my eyes are open and I can see it, it's a little much. I do just a little bit of mascara these days, not too much, just enough to have the presence of the lash. And I also, like, without fail, get mascara on me. Like, I got a little on my face. That was not intentional. I get it on my face, and I always get it on my eyelids. For this, it was like topical because Republicans do that too. Well, a lot of people do that, but like I stay doing that. But I do not like the presence of this much mascara on my eye. It feels terrible. I'm gonna put it in F because it feels terrible. I was gonna put it in C because it's not like too bad, but my eyes are open and I see so much makeup. Like I see so much makeup on. So that's gonna be a freaking no. And last but certainly not least, the worst part of this whole look, a matte lip. Get a load of that. That was legitimately how long it took me for my lips to separate when I pressed them together. There's no life. It needs a gloss. It needs glitter. It needs something. It's so sticky. It's so boring. It's devoid of any life or hope, much like the Republican Party. Okay? I'm not a fan. I am just flipping out about the time. I just deleted so much out of my phone in a panic state. I deleted Uno off my phone. Do you know how much history I have with Uno? I'm so pissed off. I hope I can re-download it later and have all my shit still on it, because I'm gonna be pissed if I have to start over on Uno. I'm on like level fucking 80. And I had a friend from Uzbekistan on there. We talked all the time. Fuck. Oh, I'm so mad about that. Anyway, matte lips get an F. For friend from Uzbekistan that I'm going to miss terribly if I can't talk to them ever again. Okay. This is looking a lot better. I was scared it was going to be more top leaning. Oh my god, stop Elon Musking, bro. I was scared it was going to lean a little bit more towards the top, which was worrying to me, but we got there in the end. The latter half of this routine has been abysmal. I'm liking this. It's looking a lot more even. Not even to like what I thought it was going to be, which was all F. Yeah, this is looking correct to me. It looks appropriate. Any Republicans watching? A, why? B, fix that first, then come back. And there are so many videos on the internet that could teach you how to do your makeup nice. It doesn't even have to look like you're a drag queen or like you're like a stripper, although those are great. Like, I highly recommend that because drag queens and strippers are beautiful. This podcast has been a fucking tragedy. My face feels disgusting. I want to take a shower and I want to be done. I am so sorry for all the cuts. I've deleted my whole life from this phone. I'm realizing that I could just record on my other phone and delete everything from that and just have that as a filming phone. I just realized I could do that and I'm humiliated. So, well, that phone drains like a motherfucker. I don't know if I could actually pull that off. But I don't know how much time I actually have. So we're gonna speed run the margaritas and be done because this podcast has been a tragedy. And I have to get Uno back before I kill myself. We did her already. She was a C. Remember? January? February was the Straw Eddie Margarita. This, and I did save the ingredient list. Okay, this had tequila, Deep Eddy vodka, fresh sour, and strawberry puree. This did not blow my mind, but it was better than the Resolution Breaker. It wasn't like too much. It wasn't too alcohol-y. Deep Eddies does remind me a little too much of college for my liking, so I wasn't obsessed, but it did taste very good, and it didn't black me out like Chili's margaritas usually do. I think it's because it was the middle of the day. They were just, I don't know, the vibes weren't as immaculate in the margarita department as they usually are. Better than January, but I think there is still room for growth. So it's gonna go in the B column. I know it kind of looks like A, but it's gonna go firmly in B. And we have to be done. If this cuts one more time, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. So I'm gonna say thank you for watching. Please don't stop watching. These are gonna get better, I promise. I'm probably gonna have to pay for more storage or something. Thank you guys for watching. Please watch the next one and the rest of them for the rest of your life. I kiss you all on the forehead. And thank you. And stay tuned for better episodes. And thank you to Brooke for recommending this. And I'm going to keep taking recommendations. I'm going to open a request box soon. And things are going to get better because they can't possibly get worse. Keep each other safe. and stay tuned for the midterm elections, and vote in them, and love each other, and pay attention to your phone storage before you start recording a really long video, because you probably don't have the space that you thought you did. And stay cool, stay fresh, stay fucking awesome. I'm so tired. It's so late. I crave a shower. Okay. I think we're done. It's so, like, of course I have all the time in the fucking world now. I deleted so much off of my phone. And I'm kind of regretting it. I got rid of Threads, though, and I think that's for the best. I spend way too much time on that. I almost deleted Snapchat. And then I realized, like, I wouldn't be able to talk to half of my friends if I got rid of Snapchat. So, you live and you learn. This is just a tragedy of a podcast episode, but we're gonna get there. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for better things and more things and less cuts than ever before. Alright, I'm gonna go. Thank you. And good night.